You guys will also know that I'm still alive, so that's cool. Hey guys, it's Ian Lives. It's been a while. It's been like 4 months. Let's talk about that for a second. Just a quick second. Life stuff happened, first of all. And yeah, that's about it. Mental health. I'm better now. It's hard recording on the ground, by the way, because that's what we're doing today. Because we're not talking about movies, which is what I usually talk about. We're talking about the other form of entertainment, music. I've been getting into music a lot more, and I've been getting into records a lot more, collecting vinyl, getting a record player, all that jazz. Small record collection, nothing too big, nothing fancy. I actually have more records in the mail right now. So I should have just waited to do this video because I'm getting records all the time to the point where this will be outdated by the time I upload it. It is alphabetical by the artist name. And yeah, this will be kind of like you guys being able to tap into my music tastes. You guys will know what I listen to now. You guys will also know that I'm still alive, so that's cool. I don't want to say that I'm back, because I don't want to make that much of a commitment, but just know that I'm not gone like I was, okay? Just know that. AC/DC, Highway to Hell. My grandma gave this to me. She found it at a thrift store. I'm scared to play it because there's scratches on it. But AC/DC, very special to my heart. My grandpa's favorite band is AC/DC, and growing up, I bonded over that with him. We listened to AC/DC all the time, and I actually saw them live in 2015. And that was crazy. That was a crazy experience. I was young, but I still remember it. It was a crazy experience, and they will forever be in my heart. Yeah, they're corny. Yeah, all their songs sound the same, but who cares, man? Sometimes I'm in the mood for some AC/DC. I'll do my favorite song on all these albums. My favorite one is either Highway to Hell or Shot Down in Flames, which I know is like probably the basic picks, but who cares? They're good songs. She also found this one for me. Flick of the Switch. Don't know much about this album, not gonna lie. Yeah, I don't know. Also scratched up, and I'm scared to play it. What more variety to do than go from AC/DC to Baby Keem? I'm gonna get the old heads coming in like, that's not real music. Guys, obviously I'm 18. I'm in the generation where, with the rap music and everything, Baby Keem is one of my favorite rappers of the generation. I love Baby Keem. He's known as Kendrick Lamar's cousin, which is true. And he's kind of known for this album, The Melodic Blue. I've been following Baby Keem for a long time, though. Not gonna lie. 2020, I think, is when I found him. I really fell in love with him. Around when Orange Soda came out, which was like his first big hit. And his album, Die For My Bitch. Yes, that's the name of an album. And I wish that was on vinyl because I kind of prefer it to this one. But if you're a rap fan, which I used to be a much bigger rap fan than I am now. I'm more into the rock and the indie stuff, you know, the weird stuff. Sometimes I'm in the mood for rap. And I'm always in the mood for Baby Keem. There's just something about his music. But you had to be there. This was a moment. This was Kendrick Lamar's return. Think about that. The song Family Ties was the first thing we've heard from Kendrick in like 3 years at the time. And it was an event. At least for me it was. My favorite song on here, I mean, Trademark USA, that's a good one. Range Brothers. I like the one with Don Toliver. What's that one called? Coco. I like Coco. I think I'm going to pick that as my favorite. But there's also 16. Order of Business. Yeah. Also, if there are colored vinyls, I will show them to you, obviously, because those are cool. Colored vinyl. Next up, Charlie XCX Brat. Come on. This was another event last year. My favorite album from last year, Charlie XCX's Brat. Charlie XCX, one of my favorite pop stars. I don't listen to pop too much. When I do, though, you best believe I'm popping on that Brat. Everybody knows about this. Brat Summer was like a sensation. Honestly, surprises me. Charlie XCX has always been good. She's always been big. I mean, I love it. Come on. She's always had hits. But like, Brat was like overly successful. It surprised me how successful it was. Mainly because of its marketing. It was genius marketing with the stupid album cover, all the variants that she did to the album. You guys can't even see, but it's very blurry, and that's done on purpose, and it's kind of cool. My favorite song on here is I Might Say Something Stupid, but I also really like Sympathy is a Knife. It's kind of hard to choose between those two, but yeah, that album blew me away. It made me even bigger of a Charlie XCX fan than I was. Easily her best album, in my opinion. Like, it doesn't even matter. Even though I want to own her other stuff. Keeping it modern, I know. A lot of this is more modern stuff. I'm 18, guys. Okay, cut me some slack. Faye Webster. If you guys don't know who she is, she makes like singer-songwriter, indie rock, like sad indie music. There's even like some blues elements in her music as well, with like the guitar sounds. If you like artists like Phoebe Bridgers, that might be a bad comparison. Phoebe Bridgers is like depressing music. Like you want to curl up and cry, you listen to Phoebe Bridgers. But if you want to curl up and chill, you listen to Faye Webster. This is her album, I Know I'm Funny, Haha. I think it's probably her most underrated. I don't hear people talk about this album when it comes to her discography. People usually talk about, what's the one where she has the chocolate coins on her face? People usually talk about that one. Which that album's good, but I really like this one. And I also love that it comes with a sticker sheet that has haha stickers. I think that's really cool. My favorite song on here is Both All the Time. That is my favorite song on here. But I also really like Better Distractions, the title track, I Know I'm Funny, Haha. A Dream of the Baseball Player, Overslept. Yeah, there's good songs on here. It's a great album. Faye Webster. Have I said her name yet? I don't even know if I have. This is her most recent album, Underdressed at the Symphony. Another contender for Album of the Year last year for me. I don't think there's a bad song on here. It's very chill, it's very relaxing. A lot of the songs are like over 4 minutes long. It's one of those albums you just put on and you just chill the hell out to. My favorite one on here is probably But Not Kiss, which I know is like the popular song on here, so I kind of feel cheap saying that, but it's an amazing song. But I also like Wanna Quit All the Time. eBay Purchase History, I also really like that song. Lego Ring with Lil Yachty is a fun one. It's not a great song, it's a fun song. It's like stupid. Lil Yachty doing his stupid vibrato singing on it was kind of fun. But yeah, I really like that album. Gorillaz. Demon Days. One of my favorite albums of all time. One of the, like, very important to me in my music taste and my music journey. I listened to this album at a very young age, and it kind of changed how I listen to music. Like, as like dramatic that sounds, it's true. This album like changed my view on music. There's not a bad song on it. It's easily Gorillaz' best. And I'm a pretty big Gorillaz fan. So there's albums by theirs that I don't like at all, but like they have bangers, and this is their magnum opus. I think anybody can agree to that. People talk about Demon Days all the time. Obviously, Feel Good Inc. is on here, which is their biggest song, but like Kids with Guns, that might be my favorite on here. It's hard to pick a favorite. Like, all of these songs are good. Every Planet We Reach is Dead. I also really like that song. Also, November Has Come, which is just an MF Doom song. And MF Doom is one of my favorite rappers. So, of course, that's good. I like the gatefold on this one. Do I sound like a vinyl nerd? Gatefold. But yeah, I think Kids with Guns is my favorite. But also Dare, Dirty Harry. I'm telling you, all of their best songs are on this album. I even like White Light, even though it's like such a simple song. I do really like it. Moving on. Another big recommendation from me. We got Jeff Rosenstock with Hell Mode. I need to dive into Jeff Rosenstock more. Anthony Fantano. This was his album of the year. Usually I don't listen to his opinions, but it was an album I've never heard of, so I listened to it and it blew me away. It's like ska mixed with pop punk. Like very early mid-90s vibes, for sure. It's great. It's great. And I really like the interview that Anthony did with Jeff, talking about the meanings behind every song. And honestly, might be one of the best looking vinyls in my collection. Are you guys ready for this? It almost looks red on camera. It's hot pink though. It matches the album cover very nicely. My favorite song on here is Doubt. But I also really like Graveyard Song. So yeah, I recommend Hell Mode. Very interesting, smart album. Experimental pop punk. Kind of feels weird calling it pop punk, but there's songs on here that like are like Liked You Better. If that song came out in the 90s or in the early 2000s, it would have been a smash hit. That song sounds like it was straight ripped from the era of like Blink-182 and Green Day. Even though it doesn't really sound like them. It just sounds like something that would be a big hit during that era. This is another one that, another thrift store find. You got The Knack with Get the Knack. You guys are probably like, what the hell is this? What's The Knack? Well, they had one big hit called My Sharona, which I'm sure you guys know that song. It's a huge classic rock hit. And I actually really love that song. And I think it has one of the greatest guitar solos ever. Call me crazy, call me stupid, call me ignorant. Listen to the solo on My Sharona. It goes on for like 2 minutes, and it's amazing. But this album's actually pretty good. Again, their only like super well-known song is My Sharona. I had no idea who these guys were either, but this album's pretty good. I liked Your Number or Your Name, Lucinda, Siamese Twins, Maybe Tonight, but of course, the best is My Sharona. Let's be real here. It's a hit for a reason. It was their one hit for a reason. My Sharona. Moving on to some more modern, experimental, alternative type stuff. We got Quadeca. The Quadeca fascinates me, dude, because he was a YouTube rapper that I followed when I was a kid. He was like in the same scene as KSI and Dax and all those corny ass YouTube rappers. And I was into that when I was a kid, admittedly. I I liked all the YouTube rap stuff because there were YouTubers that I watched and they made music. So my brain was tricked into thinking it was good music, even though it wasn't. Quadeca did like impression videos where he would impersonate rappers. He also did a diss track on KSI that was super viral. But then out of nowhere, he dropped an album called I Didn't Mean to Haunt You, which I want to own that on vinyl. That album like came out of nowhere, and it's like a damn near masterpiece from this like awkward white YouTube rapper. But now he's like not known as a YouTube rapper. Now he's like compared to people like Kanye, which is insane to me. That like, it's fascinating that this YouTuber has gone this far. This is his album Scrapyard, which is phenomenal. And this is marketed as throwaways from I Didn't Mean to Haunt You. And yet it's better than I Didn't Mean to Haunt You. It's like all of his music that he releases just gets better and better. And I'm so excited for his next album, Vanisher. Can't wait to hear what he does with that. But yeah, highly recommend this one. You guys like experimental. This is like more rap forward. I don't know what to really compare him to. There's like Kanye level production on here for sure. Like there's like some elegant stuff that makes you want to float. I think that's why he gets compared to Kanye a lot. But also like some JPEG Mafia stuff when he raps on those super distorted, weird experimental beats. He produces everything too, I think as well. Super talented guy. I'm a fan of him now. I was skeptical at first, but like, holy, you guys have to check out Scrapyard. My favorite song on here is Easier. But I also really like I Have Way Too Many Friends. That's also a good song by him on this album. I also like his song with Kevin Abstract on here. What's really cool about this vinyl is on LP2. Look at that. The back of it, there's no side B, so the back of it is just a picture, which is fascinating. I really think that's awesome. The only vinyl in my collection that's like that. But also this entire vinyl is unreleased music that's not even on streaming services. So he put scraps from Scrapyard on the Scrapyard vinyl. And the songs are actually like really good, the unreleased songs on here. They're crazy. There's some weird, wacky ones. They sound unfinished, but they're still good. Moving on, like top 5, top 10 artists of all time. Which I'm probably gonna get called a normie for saying that because he's so new and modern and popular and trendy. Steve Lacy. Yeah, this isn't my favorite album from him. This is kind of like his mainstream. Like, non-Steve Lacy fans say that they love Gemini Rights, even though they've only heard Bad Habit. That was like a huge thing with this album. Bad Habit went extremely viral, which sucks because that was like my favorite song off here forever. And now it's overplayed. People were going to his live shows just to hear Bad Habit, and he got really mad at them. Which you can't blame him. He like despises TikTok because of that song. Yet he released the sped up version on Spotify. Like you can't hate on the TikTok kids and then release the sped up version. Like, are you serious now? I think my favorite album from him is The Lo-Fis, which funny enough is like a compilation of songs that he released on SoundCloud. It's not even like a studio album. But yeah, this is Gemini Rights. This is like his mainstream breakthrough. Of course, he had hits like Dark Red, but this was like the one that really put him on everybody's radar. And he hasn't dropped anything since. And this was in 2022. So, like, where the hell are you, Steve? My favorite one on here is Mercury. But I also really love Static, Helmet, Buttons, Bad Habit. Sunshine, I think, is my second favorite. I love Sunshine. But also Cody Freestyle is underrated. I like that one as well. But yeah, Steve Lacy. I want Apollo 21 on vinyl, but it's like $200. You're tripping with that one. My favorite band of all time. It's about time we get into this. And I lied. There will be some movie talk on here because right here I have the Blu-ray for Stop Making Sense. Talking Heads is my favorite band of all time. David Byrne, one of my favorite people on this planet. One of my heroes, one of my icons, David Byrne, the multi-talented. This is the soundtrack for Stop Making Sense. So it has like all the important songs from them on here. Obviously, they're live recordings that are from the concert movie. But yeah, like all their hits are in here. Psycho Killer, Found a Job, Slippery People, Burning Down the House, Life During Wartime, Making Flippy Floppy, Swamp, Naive Melody, Once in a Lifetime, Genius of Love, Girlfriend is Better, Take Me to the River, Cross-Eyed and Painless. All of their bangers are on here. So yeah, this is the only Talking Heads record I own so far, which is kind of criminal considering they're my favorite of all time. But I was like, you know what? Before I buy all of their albums individually, let me buy like the greatest hits vinyl, which is just like the live recordings from the movie. Which, fun fact, A24 put out this vinyl. So that's cool. They also put out the Blu-ray release. Underscores, Fishmonger, in the same vein as Quadeca, kind of like the new age underground experimental type music. Same label as well, Dead Air. This is like hyperpop if you guys are into that, like Hunter Gex type stuff. This was like during the height of hyperpop. And this album specifically, very hyperpop. But I love Underscores. Been listening to her music heavily lately. Can't wait to see what she's doing next. She's like teasing an album, I think. Maybe she's not. She's posting weird, mysterious stuff on Twitter, which just immediately makes me think an album is coming. But you never know with these new artists. They're all mysterious. Lyric book. Has cool pictures in it. This is like the ultra deluxe version. It has like 30 songs on it. It's got the main album, the deluxe, and then remixes. And then 2 songs that are unreleased. It's hard picking a favorite song on here, but I think I'm going to go with Kinko's Field Trip 2006. I love that song. That song's great. But I also love Secondhand Embarrassment. That was my introduction to Underscores. I think that was in my Discover Weekly or something. And I was like, whoa, this is kind of insane. It's like indie rock hyperpop. And then 70% is like a full-on punk song. I think my least favorite is Bozo Bozo Bozo. It sounds very outdated now. It's like outdated hyperpop. But Heck is another one of my favorites, and that's on the deluxe. Same with Lone Sharks. But yeah, amazing album. Please check out Underscores. I've been listening to her like almost exclusively lately. Same with Jane Remover, which I really want her stuff on vinyl. And she's coming out with an album soon too called Revenge Seekers, which is like in rollout. Like that album is coming and I can't wait for it. Because Jane Remover is probably my favorite artist on the come up. So do me a favor from this video. Give Underscores a chance. And give Jane Remover a chance. Because they're both extremely talented. And Jane Remover's album Frailty is one of my favorite albums of the decade. Probably is my favorite album of the decade. Continuing with Underscores, this was her newest album, Wall Socket. This is the director's cut edition, which adds like 4 songs onto it. Yeah, this is her best album. It's her most finished and polished sounding album. This is her like really finding her sound. This album's incredible, dude. Like, I don't think there's a bad song on it. I even like the director's cut songs, which people were kind of like, I saw online people being like, the 4 added songs are kind of bad. And it's like, no, they're not. They're not bad. It's like, I like that art too. Oh, so I didn't show you guys the records for the Fishmonger. One is light blue and one is dark blue. I don't feel like pulling those out. I'm sorry. But, yeah. My favorite song on here is 77 Dog Years. That is my favorite underscore song. It's my favorite song on Wall Socket. I love that song to death. I listen to it all the time. But I also love... God, there's so many good songs. Cops and Robbers, Locals, Duh, You Don't Even Know Who I Am, Shoot to Kill, Kill Your Darlings. My least favorite is probably Old Money Bitch, because that kind of sounds like a throwaway scrap from Fishmonger. It's like kind of outdated hyperpop. It doesn't really fit the sound of the album. But yeah, this album is a lot less hyperpop, like in-your-face hyperpop, like Fishmonger was. This is more like indie rock, like straight up indie rock. She said that she was very inspired by Jack White and White Stripes, and you can hear it. There's straight up blues songs in here, and it's very White Stripes, like very White Stripes. But yeah, I love Wall Socket. I think this album's incredible. I didn't love Fishmonger at first. It took me a while to warm up to Fishmonger because it was kind of, I don't know. Fishmonger is very simple and struck back compared to how complete sounding this album is. You can tell that she really thought about it. Speaking of White Stripes, which are one of my favorite bands of all time, the last 2 records I'm talking about are White Stripes. This is their self-titled album and my favorite album from them, The White Stripes. Yeah, it's their first album and it's my favorite because I love how raw and garage it sounds. It sounds like they just like are picking up stuff and making music with it. It's so raw and distorted and gritty and I just love it. This is like my White Stripes. I love this album so much. My favorite on here is Do. But I also really like I Fought Piranhas. The Big Three Killed My Baby. Wasting My Time. Stop Breaking Down. Slicker Drips. St. James Infirmary Blues. Yeah, there's amazing songs on here. Amazing songs. Unfortunately, this record skips, though. Yeah, I got it used at a record store, and it skips on Broken Bricks. Unfortunate, but whatever. And then the first vinyl I ever bought, White Stripes Elephant. This one is so heavy, dude. This is the 20th anniversary double LP, gatefold, splatter print, whatever you call it. This is not my favorite White Stripes, as I said already. This is most people's favorite White Stripes. Usually when you think of White Stripes, you think of this album cover. I understand that. It has Seven Nation Army on it, for crying out loud. But they've evolved more since then. Look at that. Like, I like how I say they've evolved more since then, but yet my favorite album from them is their debut. But no, like, they have better music than this. Be real, guys. Be real. They have better music than Elephant. Even though this album's amazing. I'm honestly just yapping so that I can put this away. My favorite song on here is Black Math. But it's close. I really like Ballin' a Biscuit and In the Cold, Cold Night. And The Heart is Button to Button, Hypnotize. Seven Nation Army, it's good. It's overplayed. But yeah. Elephant. And yeah, that's my vinyl collection. I have 2, as I said at the beginning of the video, there's 2 vinyls in the mail right now that are supposed to ship tomorrow. And that is Fleetwood Mac Self-Titled and Fleetwood Mac Rumors. Fleetwood Mac is my second favorite band of all time, next to Talking Heads. So I was like, I need to have Fleetwood Mac on vinyl. So I got Fleetwood Mac on vinyl. It's coming. Yeah, I've been buying vinyl like every week, so I should have just waited till I got more vinyl to do this video. But I've been wanting to return to YouTube for a while. To be honest, since I've not been uploading, I have not been watching that many movies. So there's like not a lot of movies for me to talk about. Obviously, we're going to talk about movies. I'm going to do a podcast video where I talk about the movies I saw while I wasn't uploading. That's going to happen. Okay, guys. I'm probably going to record it tonight. But yeah, that was my first video back. This was my vinyl collection video. You guys are either going to love it or you're going to be bored. Make fun of my music taste. Praise my music taste. Give me more music to check out based off of what I like. Give me some vinyls to buy. I'm all here for it. I've been trying to get more into music. And yeah, it's good to be back on YouTube. It's been too long. I've been procrastinating, but it's time to just come back, okay? And yeah, I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to follow my Instagram at @IanLives_. Follow my Letterboxd at wehateian. And I absolutely love you guys. It's been a long time since I've said that, but I still love you guys. Peace.